The Seattle Seahawks now find themselves in a very difficult situation. At this point in time in the season, they're going to have to win out for the rest of their schedule if they want to have a chance to make the NFL playoffs. But they have a lot of major problems going on with this team. They just lost to the San Francisco 49ers not once but twice this season, and they also got swept by the Los Angeles Rams this season. They lose to the San Francisco 49ers 28-16. I will give Drew Lock this. He did the best that he could. It wasn't a great game because he threw 2 interceptions, and we know who Drew Lock is at this point in time in the NFL. He's not a long-term starter in the NFL. He's a backup at best. But they threw this kid within the fire because Geno Smith was not able to play in this game. He was dealing with a groin injury. And for the last couple of weeks, he's been dealing with an arm injury as well. He's dealing with a major bruise on his throwing arm. Geno Smith has not been the same quarterback that he was last season with this team this season. He has still been a very good quarterback, but he was not able to stretch the field as much because Abraham Lucas missed a good portion of the season. Abraham Lucas pretty much played 1 game against the Los Angeles Rams. He went out at halftime in the first game, and we didn't see him back until a couple weeks ago when they went against the Dallas Cowboys. And the game, the referees pretty much took away from the Seattle Seahawks. If we want to be honest, a lot of calls did not go to Seattle Seahawks' way in that game. Jamal Adams. I do want to start off with their defense. Their defense has not been good this season. And I do believe that their defensive coordinator, Coach Clint, he's done after this season. But Jamal Adams, he should go with him. Jamal Adams has been terrible this season in coverage. He is one of the worst cover safeties in the NFL. He can't cover anyone. Deebo Samuel was giving him work. CeeDee Lamb was giving him work. And Jake Ferguson was giving him work as well. It's like he goes blind in coverage, whether it's man or zone. When they traded for him a couple of years ago, when they traded those 2 first-round picks, he was supposed to come over and be the anchor in that secondary. He hasn't been that. And I understand early on with the Seattle Seahawks, he had a good little stint. He was getting things done because he was in that rover linebacking role. So you just have him playing dime linebacker. But since then, they drafted Jordan Brooks, who's been a phenomenal linebacker with this team. Bobby Wagner hasn't been that same linebacker either in coverage. So their linebackers cannot cover as well if it's not Jordan Brooks. Jamal Adams is essentially a linebacker at times because you have Quandre Diggs. And Quandre Diggs, the last couple of games, hasn't looked good either. Their secondary with this team needs to be better. Tariq Woolen has taken a step down as well. Last season, as a rookie, he was a tremendous corner. This season, he's taken a step down. Devin Witherspoon has been a very good corner with this team. But besides him, guys in the secondary have to play better for the next couple of games because if they can't, they're going to find themselves on the outside looking in. And their next game is against the Philadelphia Eagles. But you're going to be at home. Then they face the Tennessee Titans. Then they face the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then they face the Arizona Cardinals. Those are some winnable games. But it's going to be tough in every single game, in my opinion. Their offense should be able to carry the weight if Geno Smith is healthy. And I do believe that he'll be able to come back and play next game. Kenneth Walker III has missed some time this season dealing with a oblique injury, but he's been very good this season, but he still wasn't the same running back that he was from last season. Only 613 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. And Zach Charbonnet is a very good running back, but he's best when he can come in on relief duty for Kenneth Walker III. DK Metcalf is a phenomenal wide receiver, but he needs to keep his emotions in check. In almost every single game this season, he's had a crash out moment when things are not going his way. Tremendous wide receiver. We saw what he did a couple weeks ago against the Dallas Cowboys. He can ball. He can fly off the charts. He has to control his temper. And I understand a lot of the defensive backs are getting in his head. They're teasing him. He has to do a better job of controlling his emotions. Tyler Lockett is still a phenomenal playmaker with this team in that slot position, but he continues to get older. You also have Jackson Smith-Njigba, who will be a star wide receiver with this team for years to come. They have good players. It's just not working out right now with this team. And I do believe that the offensive coordinator will stay put with this team after this season, regardless of how this season ends, because he had a phenomenal impact last season on Geno Smith's career. But the defensive coordinator, Clint, this is 2 years in a row to where you have very good defensive talent, and these guys have regressed underneath your watch. And the pass rush has not been the same either with this team. They're missing Uchenna Nwosu because he tore his pec early in the season, but he wasn't even the leading sack guy at the time. It was Boye Mafe, who had 7 sacks on the season and 1 forced fumble. He's been very good. They made a trade for Leonard Williams. Has been a very solid defensive lineman with this team, but it hasn't been that game record with this team. When they made that trade, they're hoping that he could come in and open up things for other guys on the defensive side of the ball. That hasn't happened just yet. Jaron Reed has been phenomenal with 5 sacks on the season, but he's been very quiet the last couple of games. Been able to stop the run, but he hasn't been pushing the pocket. Right now, their defense needs to go out there and they need to put in more work to help out this offensive unit. And their offense went 7 quarters without having an offensive touchdown because of the injuries to the offensive line. They didn't kick things into high gear until they faced the Dallas Cowboys a couple weeks ago. And those losses against the Los Angeles Rams, against San Francisco 49ers, definitely have hurt this team in the long run. But let me know in the comment section below, can the Seattle Seahawks still make the playoffs and can they get things going? I'm going to be completely honest here. I don't think they can get it done. I think that they're going to finish the season strong, but far as them making a realistic playoff push and getting in that situation, I don't see it happening. But let me know in the comment section if you agree or not. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.